is a team that has been around the block here in the Valorant Sunday Showdown, but has really kind of struggled to make it into the upper echelons of the event, struggling to take it to the top four or even grand finals. But they have the job, or they have the opportunity to get that job done here today on Ascent.
Oh man, Blue High have had a really strong beginning when it came to when their team was initially created, but lately they've kind of fallen into a bit of a rut. They find some success, but then they get taken down fairly early on. They were a team that is very worthy of winning the VCS, but they just haven't found that success just yet. Basilisk, unknown as of now. We have to wait to see now if they can write the story of Ascent and maybe start off swinging, beating out Blue High.
Yeah, absolutely. And this is very much a barometer game for Blue High. They need to use this game as kind of a way to check stock of where they're at. This is a team, as we said, Blue High, they've been developing for a bit of time now. Not very long, mind you, but still longer than a lot of these squads have been developing. So you'd expect them to have that extra bit of polish, especially on a map like Ascent. So if they can confidently take down a newer roster like Team Basilisk, that certainly bodes well for the future of Blue High. But if Team Basilisk can show up in what very well may be their first event ever as a roster, if they can kick down the door, take down people who have already been grinding out this event, that is a good sign of good things to come for this new roster of Team Basilisk getting started out on attack here on Ascent.
Already we're seeing the positioning coming up from Basilisk be a little fragmented. The spike by itself inside B main, no one there to trade it out in case it falls down early from the Sova, who just happens to be almost peeking up here. Agility, possibly going to go for it, being true to his name, being very agile, has the positioning to do so, but even the tripwire is not going to be enough. He's going to be out in the open, now possibly being traded out himself. It's going to be G-Man finding the opening pick of the entire game here, but that was the Sova overextending himself a little too much. Now, the rest of the team, given enough time, make their way in the A site. Already crowded out on the top of heaven, Blue High, waiting for the drop, waiting for that moment to strike. They're able to find that positioning in the beginning, but the kill feed more in the favor of Team Basilisk. That's only going to leave one left alive. The spike holder itself at one point. Actually, no, it's going to be Blue High, the last defender in hand, trying to make something happen here. Dilly, this is a rough position to be in because he has to be on top of heaven, possibly rotate down to the doors, but he is out of options in a 1v4. He may just have to opt for the save.
Yeah, absolutely nothing doing for Bood in that situation, and Team Basilisk really hunkered down and played out that round very expertly. Waited for Blue High to show a bit of aggression, and show a bit of aggression they did, pushing up that B long corridor with Agility there, and Agility losing out that trade let Team Basilisk know the light was green for the push, pushed themselves onto A site, and really never looked in danger of dropping that round, save for a spark of heroics from Zill peeking out of heaven. But that was it for Team Blue High up against Team Basilisk, and now Team Basilisk with a confident buy facing down the eco buy for Blue High.
It was a great start for Basilisk here, but again, we're seeing a huge, strong mid presence coming up from Basilisk, just like round number one. And there's nothing to really confront it. There's no one on Blue High overextending themselves this round. They're not pushing up whatsoever, but the Mollies are going to go down, getting a bit of a tell that maybe Mr. Fruity, excuse me, is a little nearby. There's three different bodies inside trees. Might be able to find one. Getting a double kill, though, coming out collectively from Basilisk, but the trade out in the transfer needs to go underway. Now, having control of essentially A side again, the door's going to close, but is that going to be enough for the Phoenix to get away? The answer is going to be no. And Blue High again find themselves in a 1v4. Now Agility, first one to go down in round number one, has to make it up this time by having a heroics with the Sheriff in hand.
Absolutely. Team Basilisk showing some solid polish to get this match started off, their final group stage match of the day. They're showing solid coordination thus far. Blue High haven't really been able to throw many wrenches in the game plan. A nice snap from Agility, but in the end, all for naught. Mr. Fruity picks up the triple kill. Team Basilisk pick up their second round in a row here, and now comes the true test for the attackers.
That's right. Are we going to see a bonus now coming out from Basilisk? That's the big question here, and it could be a viable one. They've started every round out on mid at this point. It looks like now they might try to go for a rush. Look how up close to the wall they already all are, but it's not going to be Blue High without exception, being close, bunched up in B main themselves. Opening round here, only a few seconds left. Fiend already making that aggression, going forwards. The recon bolt gonna give tell exactly where this duelist is gonna enter. The owl drone not too far away, but the cyber cage is gonna stall things out immediately. It's up to Fiend now whether or not they want to push on forwards, and more likely than not the answer is gonna be yes on the highway. Fiend doesn't see anything just yet, but there's two inside Bowhouse to their immediate left. If they drop down, they might find a lot of opposition, but instead they're going to be blinded out completely and steal it away. Now having control of B-side, the plant in the ground underway, it's going to be up to the rest of Blue High to find themselves on the back heel again, trying to bring it home. Zill pushing up highway just like Team Basilisk did only a few seconds ago, having to take over a 1v4 down below, where everyone's all collectively hitting down, but Zill with a double kill is able to clean things up before being traded out. But is that going to be enough? Positioning Basilisk is kind of poor. Blue High might have to drop the shadows down on the ways. Look at G-Man though trying to push up, but Joyer has the final say.
Wow, massive stuff from Blue High there. I honestly thought Team Basilisk had that round done and dusted if it weren't for those double kill heroics from Zill pushing up highway, taking off 2 heads from Team Basilisk real quickly, delivering an eventual round to Blue High. And that is a sigh of relief for the defenders, showing they can weather the storm that Team Basilisk has started forming on that attacking side of this half. Team Basilisk really cold, calculated approaches to these executes. We've seen them stacked up as if they're going to rush, but they hold back. They play apprehensive, and then when the moment's right, they strike. Team Basilisk with properly good timing here on the attack. Blue High with just the extra amount of heroics to survive, with the extra amount of danger coming out from Zill, takes the head off of Mr. Fruity, start off this 4th round.
A beautiful start there, coming out from Blue High yet again. The first time in a while they've had the opening pick, but look at G-Man now, overextending a little bit, having no presence beyond himself, no spike in hand either. It's gonna be up to whether or not he wants to push on forwards. Double cyber cage goes on through. He's surrounded in out of intel. Though that's not to be said for the rest of the team. Fiend pushing through trees, might be able to find yet another one as well, but only right around the corner is one waiting in the middle of a doorway. Now Drone may give tell exactly where Jova's trying to play. It's a 2v1. Now can Jova push on up? He's gonna close the door instead. He's gonna try to stall as much time as humanly possible, but then again, it's only so much. The door is already ripped open, but instead, Jova's gonna find his clone completely gone. Fiend now trying to push on up. It's going to be Trade City all throughout. Blue High have the advantage. But what about the rest of Basilisk? They're surrounded. They're separated. The spike completely gone. It's up to G-Man now. The one we focused on at the beginning, the fall very quickly.
Expert stuff from Blahaj to completely dismantle the attack of Team Basilisk. Team Basilisk stomped their feet around maybe a bit too much in that round. I praised their tentative approach to the execute, but there it did not serve them well. They got stuck in between that pinch of Blahaj defenders coming in from mid-quarter, coming in from site as well. Giovanni doing exceptionally well to hold down A-site with the help of that run it back. Stood tall, gave Blue High a chance to respond to Team Basilisk's attack, and they responded with vigor. Now, Team Basilisk on the eco round, they do have that Blade Storm, as we heard proc there, as well as the run it back available for Mr. Fruity. So a win not completely out of the question for Team Basilisk here in this 5th round.
Yeah, we're going to see a lot of eco presence coming out from Basilisk's side. We could see some ults go underway, but is it worth really using? Probably not. Already the bodies are melted away in mid, and it's to be expected when you're going between Sheriffs and Vandals at that range. What's left of Basilisk need to push their way into A site, and while they have some luck, we do see some rotates in predominantly 2 different bodies in A, and really without much question, they're going to be falling very quickly. It's not going to be a flawless round, though. Bergie and Wills are able to find 2, but there's still so many different bodies left with higher artillery that seems like Blue High might be able to take advantage of. Zill gonna get up a gunfight towards the door, trying to find one with the spike holder, but now with the spikes in the ground, it's all but lost for Will. He might be able to find another one that gets traded out immediately.
Blue High cruising now, get themselves 3 rounds in a row. Jailmock finally getting in on the action, picking up 2 important kills on A site. And this is really strong stuff from Blahaj, and frankly, what we expected going into this match. This team has had some time to build that cohesiveness, build that synergy, and now we're really starting to see that in full effect with their movement about the map. Really able to see some confidence as well from Giovanni on that Phoenix, able to take control of A corridor, knowing where Team Basilisk is out through the map. So Blahaj, they were put on notice by Team Basilisk, but they have done exceptionally well to deal with it. Now Mr. Fruity putting another challenge on the table.
Double all presence coming up from Basilisk, able to take over the site, but is it going to be enough to use a Hunter's Fury and the run it back? That's the big question right now. Things go to a bit of a crawl as Agility and others had to crawl their way up into heaven. But losing 2 bodies already, this could be Basilisk's time to shine, to tie things out. The Shotguard's able to find Mr. Fruity. That's going to be another one to fall down. With the plant underway, it's going to be a very bad positioning for Blahaj as a whole. Boo needs to push through the smoke. He's going to reveal himself through the audio fuse on the dark cover, but he's able to take advantage of that and find one. But the trades come on through. Trade City all throughout. It's going to be up to a 2v2. 2 jets in play. Make now 2 jets still in play, but only 1 left on the side. Beam, the Recon Master, might be able to clean things up a little bit more, but Blahaj steal it again, getting a 2-point lead.
This is looking exceptionally dangerous from Blahaj. Team Basilisk were able to get themselves set up on site, and Blahaj just picked them apart one by one, especially Zill now sitting on 9-3-2, very much leading the way on the leaderboard here, picking up those kills for Blahaj. And you said Team Basilisk had to use quite a bit in terms of ultimates to even just secure the site, and now that's all gone to the wayside. That was all for naught. The run it back, the Hunter's Fury down and dusted for Team Basilisk. On the side of Blahaj, do have a Hunter's Fury as well as that Cypher ultimate available for Bood. So a great deal of kit going into this 7th round.
Notice how we see Basilisk not wanting to go for the eco again. They're full buying as much as they can. Jamok though, holding inside of a mid presence. No one's really been spotted yet, it seems, on the attacking side. They came close to mid, almost finding JMO, but he's gonna back off instead. Bit of a fragmented push now from Basilisk's side. Debating whether or not they want to actually go for this, but Mr. Fruity's able to find the opening pick and gain control of mid yet again. That Omen struggled a little bit before. He was able to get the rotate on CT side, but backing up too much led to his death. Otherwise, though, the Hunter's Fury and the running back, excuse me, they will find only 2 in a row, make it almost 3 before it goes down, and that's going to be the entire Basilisk push stalled out completely as the spike lands in the middle of mid. But it's going to be recovered again. In the hands of the Omen, the last one alive. He's going to go for the teleport on the B side, but guess who's there, Dilly? It's going to be Bood waiting to strike.
Bood takes down Bergie with nary a doubt. Blahaj now firmly in the driver's seat, setting cruise control. They've got the AC set just right. Blahaj are cruising now 5 rounds in a row from their early 2-round stumble. This is exactly what we wanted to see from Blahaj, and it's really, really confident play from them, being able to sit back on these sites and let Giovanni do the work. All of the members of Blahaj sitting back in the corners, waiting in the shadows, save for Giovanni, who pushed forward, kicked down the door, kicked down Team Basilisk, kicked them right back down to an eco round. And now you can see Giovanni on the hunt once more, looking to inflict more damage. But it's going to be Mr. Fruity sending out those first warning shots, and G-Man getting the opening kill of the round onto Jaomok.
Oh, Dilly, this is going to be a rough round for Basilisk. They have no weaponry other than Sheriffs, right? If they want to push up mid, they might be able to overrun the enemy. They're able to find 2 already. This could be a strong eco round for them, but they have to make it work and take a site quickly. We see that coming out from team, but everyone else is kind of struggling behind. Zill's going to fall as well, and despite having Vandals, they're not able to connect the shots against these quick draw McGraw Sheriffs. Only 2 left alive now, but Agility does have the Hunter's Fury in his possession. He might be able to stall out the plan, but he seemingly has no idea and may want to save it because, again, it's just an eco round. But he's on the wrong end of it. Giovanna might be able to find yet another one. It's not too late to bring out the Hunter's Fury, but the recon bolt may give tell where everybody else is. He might be wanting to hold on to it, though. Dilly, I'm not sure what he's trying to do, but he's able to find one, but he's going to find himself to be the last alive. Had he wanted to before at CT, he could have, but G-Man finds 3 instead.
Team Basilisk showing their fangs, showing the venom that these Basilisks have in store. You cannot count them out. We said Blahaj at the beginning of that round was firmly in the driver's seat. Well, Blahaj have just taken their foot off the throttle, and that may come back to bite them. Team Basilisk finally putting their foot down, putting a stop to that 5-round streak coming out from Blahaj. But from Blahaj, has to be said, the investment was minimal. They didn't expend any of those ultimates. In fact, they picked themselves up one more. So it is a full buy for the defenders once more and a near full stack of ultimates. Team Basilisk don't have the same luxury, but will they be able to make it work? Nonetheless, Fiend certainly seems to do so. Oh, but still with the response.
Strongly in the favor of Basilisk, but I mean, an up-close bayonet shot from Zill is just so strong. Unfortunately, he gets traded out. Mid-control goes back into Basilisk's side. Blahaj, though, needs to be on the back heel again. Look at Giovanni, though. He might be in a strong power position to go for a very short flank in highway, but instead he gets revealed instead by Will. If he tries to go for it, he is to have help by agility as well. He's able to get the flash down. Oh, and green box might be able to go underway, but it's going to go back like Basilisk. Only 1 point away from evening things out, Dilly.
This is very exciting for Team Basilisk, and really for a team that's just starting out, this is exactly what you want to see. Staying level, keeping it competitive with a team like Blahaj that is regarded very highly and has had, as we've said, time to practice, time to work out those strats and build the coordination. Blahaj is showing that. They've got the strats, they've got the coordination. It's all been fairly sound thus far, but Team Basilisk have that X factor, have the danger, especially coming out from G-Man. It's been so dangerous for the attackers here in this half, and Blahaj maybe scratching their heads a bit, thinking about reworking their defense, try and handle this onslaught.
They go for the early entry here, bringing the Sova dart out and the Owl drone, but yet nothing connects. Look how much invisible deniability is inside of A main. Agility pushing up, tries to go for a shock dart, might be able to find a lot of enemies he thinks, but no, they're all gonna rotate out and go for B. Keep in mind too, Basilisks are not playing with a full roster. Banner's PC is dead. This is up to them with a sub to really bring things back and try to even things out. But the Shock Dart's able to find the second one. And it's going to be so much damage up against Fiend. He's still able to make it work. He's not down for the count just yet. But him pushing forwards by himself is going to try to single-handedly stall out the rest of Blahaj as everyone else caravans their way to B.
Team Basilisk establishing the mid control here, and Blahaj once again sitting on their hands a bit. They haven't risked any aggression, save for Giovanni at times here in this defending half. Certainly not doing so this time as the clock ticks down under 30 seconds. Here comes the push from Team Basilisk.
A beautiful camera. Look at the cyber kit going down as well. It could be huge time to shine. The Blue Eyes White Dragon may emerge. He's able to find one, but look at that. Everyone else inside of Tree trading back and forth. Some control inside of the site itself. Fiend able to hold it down as they go for the plant. But Agility and J-Mock able to clear out the house. Only one chance left. It's not going to be enough.
J-Mock comes up big once more for Blahaj, picking up an essential double kill on A site for the second time in this match. Blahaj, they have had some obstacles thrown their way by Team Basilisk, who are, as you said, sporting the sub of Mr. Fruity, filling in for the recently PC-less Nanners, and shout out to Nanners. We hope to have you back ASAP. Certainly a very, very good player is Nanners. We've seen succeed with the likes of Wichita Wolves, and hopefully will be succeeding with Team Basilisk here very soon. And Team Basilisk, I started off this match by saying they've got to take the fight to Blahaj, and they've got to show that they can stand with these strong competitors here. And they've done exactly that. They've kept Blahaj within arm's reach. And now, as we move into the closing stages of this first half, Team Basilisk very well could even up the score if they play these next couple rounds exactly right.
Oh, they have to play it right indeed. The Hunter's Fury stalling out mid entirely, shutting down any kind of presence, but there's still going to be 2 remaining. With that being said, though, look at G-Man hiding in the dark covers down nearby B main entirely, having the Sova not too far away. Can they make the entry? That's the big question. But there's 2, maybe even 3 different bodies on B side waiting for the strike. That's only going to leave 1 on A side to go. Bergie now waiting outside the door and try to blind out anyone who can on the right side stairs. Could allow a lot more entry time for the rest of his teammates, but they have to make it work. No one's going to go for anything just yet. Look at this Jova, though, pushing forward. Able to get the molly down on highway, but no one's going to be pushing highway just yet. In fact, Team Basilisk are hiding down on the right side stairs. They go for it anyways. Jova's going to fall, but even then, that's only one of Blahaj completely gone. Everyone on the defense completely wiped away. Beastly in the thinking, except for Bood. The Blahaj White Dragon once again needs to strike, but Noah complete disarray. And Bood gets a triple on B.
Wow, someone call up Kaiba Corp. There is a Blue Eyes White Dragon on the loose, wreaking havoc on the B side. It is Bood on the Cypher, mowing down the opposition. I was primed and ready to start talking about what an impressive round that was for Team Basilisk, but Bood stopped me just short, said, hold on a second, I still got a little something up my sleeve. Pulls out that triple kill, stomps out the attack, and Team Basilisk, this is the last round in the half. They have 3 ultimates available. That Hunter's Fury needs to come in key for them to get themselves on the right foot for the second half, but an 8-4 half certainly doesn't feel as nice as 7-5.
Each of these rounds seems like it's dominantly starting in Basilisk's favor, but each time they just throw it away at the very end. Zill, Sniper, in their position, looking for anyone to push on by, but to be the dark cover that is the ultimate enemy against the Sniper wielding Jet. Instead, everyone else who could be pushing on mid, it might be up to J-Mock now, holding down the far side of mid side, maybe able to cross-triangulate everybody, but unable to do so. 7-4 though. Ults, a lot of them in the possession of Basilisk's side. They could be game changers right there, but Agility holding down the fort right outside Catwalk might be able to see 2 more encroaching onto the Catwalk instead. Waiting for the knives to go on through. It's a 1v3. Recon bolt in hand. Might be too little too late, but Jova there is able to save in time as well. But that's going to be the Hunt running back as well. Going to be coming out, trying to help as much as they can. Agility waiting for everyone to push on by, but what is a complete meltdown as a 4K comes through and a flawless round to end the first half.
Team Basilisk didn't get to use a single ultimate in that round. Blahaj completely shut them down before they even had a chance. That is not good for Team Basilisk to close off that first half with. That's got to sting. Team Basilisk had all the tools available to make that a successful round, but what was in their way? It was Giovanni. First with the operator, gets that opening kill, pops the run it back, switches to the Vandal, picks up 3 more. Back to back, flicking left and right. Giovanni holding it down onto A site. An excellent close to that first half from Blahaj, and now you have to imagine the confidence is overflowing for the attackers going into this pistol round.
Keep in mind, too, the team comps for both sides are identical. This could easily be a return factor for Team Basilisk. They could easily bring this back in even 8-8. There hasn't been one huge discrepancy above the other now, but it might come down to these duels in the early push in Catwalk. Already that Jet was there, but they just teleport out. They don't want to deal with a Cypher and a Jet in Cat. Who does? But look at this from behind. G-Man able to clean up the house. Almost a 2, might be able to find 3, but it's just not going to be enough. He's able to hold down the ground as long as he can, but it allows more time for the defenders to come on by. But look at this, a complete meltdown yet again. Blahaj finds themselves on the wrong end of it, though. It's going to be the kill feed going green like Christmas.
Yeah, absolutely. Team Basilisk have shown really strong proficiency in those pistol rounds. 2 for 2 now in pistol rounds are Team Basilisk in this match. And I said the end of that first half was disappointing, to say the least, for Team Basilisk, but that was a ray of hope they need to latch onto now. Picking up that pistol round, able to carry that momentum through. Now they have the stronger buy, they have the stronger economy. See if they can get that snowball rolling on down the hill.
Yeah, and with this better artillery coming out from Basilisk too, you can imagine how much they're feeling that they just want to run and gun and mow down all the pistol-wielding Blahaj members. But Blahaj's not willing to give up yet. Look at them. They're already pushing up in the B. They have the orb. They're making no qualms about hiding where they want to push here. Meanwhile, everyone else going to be holding down B just a tiny bit longer, but look at the caravan going to A. They're waiting around to C, but one's already hiding inside Wine. They missed the shots. Mr. Fruity's able to find the Jet, and that is going to be the opening duelist pick going down. Minute left, though, on the clock. things turn to a halt as the Mollies are in A main. It's going to be up to the rest of Blahaj to either make their way through it or fight through the fires and flames. But instead, they wait for the Molly to dissipate. They're able to trade out the original kill, but there's still so much to go on. Basilisk haven't found themselves in the back heel just yet. There's only 2 left alive now for Blahaj's side, and they're essentially stalled out to oblivion.
Cover going out.
Yeah, Team Basilisk have not stumbled here in this round where they've had the advantage. They've kept the advantage. Geomok will be able to get themselves a Spectre, and you can't count Geomok out. Already has delivered some crucial kills that led to round wins, has Geomok for Blahaj. So Team Basilisk with this 4v2 player advantage, a stark equipment advantage as well. Have to be careful to not stumble here. That is a large part of the danger dealt with, and that's the second part of it dealt with. Bergie picking up the triple kill, taking down Agility, and now Team Basilisk, they were down 4. Cut that deficit in half. Get themselves within 2 of Blahaj, but Team Basilisk now need to make the most of this bonus round for themselves. They certainly still want to play for the long con rather. They want to keep that economy ball rolling. They don't want to force buy right now as of yet, but they need to inflict as much economic damage onto Blahaj as possible if they want to hope at continuing this second half in a successful manner.
And keep in mind, too, we're still in the group stage. This is just the best of 1. They don't have any other maps to mess around with here. Giovanni, already looking for that initial entry. He's not going to find anything, though, but might be spotted out by the recon bolt. No, it's just a visual thing. But again, getting these early orbs has been great. We haven't seen anyone on Basilisk take advantage of that. No early aggression, no one just running and gunning whatever they can and trying to find Jova. They just can get that orb for free, and that could have some really big implications once the ults start flowing. But keep an eye on here. Look at this caravan coming through into in the catwalk. They both begin with C. Babood, embodying the Yu-Gi-Oh cards itself. Only having Bergie to deal with, but of course on the other side though, they're trying to make as much map presence as they humanly can. There's some opposition though, no matter which way they fall. Fiend is able to find one before trading out, but I'm more concerned about Catwalk there, pushing through the volleys anyways, finding the spike carry into a double kill. That's me directly into the door. A 2v3 now, Blahaj on the wrong foot now, had a huge losing streak up until now, might continue to have that continue to happen. So the spike's be in the favor of Feud as the cyber cage goes down. He's going to try to block as much as he humanly can, try to get the spike underway as the Jet watches heaven, but is that going to be enough? It's a 2v3. They can't have all the eyes everywhere at once. Instead, Squeeze Will, having no idea where this Jet is, detected a little bit though, trying to find those shots. The Bood hides underneath heaven. Predictable spot. It's a default spot, but they're able to make it work. Bood is going to fall. Trades go on through, but Basilisk still take it.
Wilski picks up the double kill, and Team Basilisk pick up the bonus round, sending Blahaj back down to the eco. This is massive for Team Basilisk. They very well could tie us up at 8 rounds apiece, and what a win for this team that would be. Blahaj, I've mentioned it, they were in the driver's seat. They very well could have cruised to victory after that stunning first half, getting themselves that 8-4 advantage. But now Team Basilisk have wrested control from their hands and now are firmly pushing forward. Full buy for Team Basilisk, not so for Team Blahaj. And just that one ultimate on the table for either side. It is the Blade Storm from Zill that is activated right now. We'll see if Blahaj can use those daggers to the best of their advantage, but already a rocky start to the 16th round for Blahaj.
But Dilly, if you're Blahaj right now, you're 1 point away from potentially tying things up. What can you possibly do with an eco round here to maybe stall Basilisk?
Oh, he can rush forward, kick down the door on a B site, and waste no time taking the fight right to them. But Wilski is backed up into Boathouse there, takes down Bood. Here comes Zill on the hunt, takes down G-Man, but Wilski cleans it up. 2 kills for Blahaj, 2 kills for Team Basilisk. Wilski close to picking up the third, but it's going to be Geomok giving the edge to Blahaj, and now Blahaj are taking control here. Agility on the side, takes down Mr. Fruity. It's just Fiend. Fiend picks up the double kill, won't find the win. Blahaj on the thrifty round, regain the lead, or re-extend the lead, I should say.
That was a round they desperately needed too. That was the first round they've won in the second half.
My thanks. This goes here.
First round, hopefully of many for Blahaj. They closed the first half on such a strong note. They certainly would have been a bit stunned after those last 3 rounds, but they get themselves a much needed step forward. Now it's on Team Basilisk to see if they can once again mount a response to the surging Blahaj, or if they will lay down, let these Sharks move on into the top 32. Team Basilisk, 3 ultimates available, and they've got some significant damage onto Bood, almost burn him down even further, but only 72 HP remaining on the Cypher.
It's not a terrible position to be in, but look at the positioning of Fiend. Just hiding in a corner, waiting for anyone to approach on by. And this is smart. If you don't want to push out necessarily, you don't really know what weaponry Blahaj want to bring out. They just had to go for an eco, so did they full buy? Did they half buy? It's relatively known what they might have at the beginning of the round, but you don't know exactly what the artillery looks like. Fiend just holding this position with the knives can easily get out of there in so many different ways. But let's test that theory in motion. No, missing every knife! Jova there behind him, and look at this, an absolute meltdown again, turning him from a lawnmower into a lawnmower machine, finding all the blades of grass. There's only 2 left alive for Basilisk. They have to hold down the defense on B, but they might very well rotate the A side if they want to. Broody holding CT side now, waiting to see if anyone's going to poke their head out and go aggressive and make a mistake, but unlikely to do so. He's going to be holding a small corner here. Already on highway, that spike's in the ground. No reason to rotate out. He's trying to hunt and find these kills. He's able to find one, but doesn't make it too impactful. And it's gonna be Bergie, last alive now. No chance of getting the spike, Dilly.
Yeah, absolutely. The opportunity for a clutch has since passed, and Blahaj will be the first team in this game to get themselves onto the double-digit stat line. And it has been fairly impressive for them to keep dealing with the punches that Team Basilisk has been able to land, but Blahaj move forward nonetheless, getting themselves the last 2 rounds in a row, and now Team Basilisk, you can see, in a tricky position economically. It does look like they'll have to go for that force buy. An awkward, cobbled together buy, it has to be said. See the Bucky coming in for Fiend, 2 Sheriffs, but the silver lining being Fiend can be dangerous with that Bucky. We've seen the Bucky used to great effect already earlier today, and G-Man, no stranger to landing those Sheriff 1-taps. So Team Basilisk, while they are dangerous, they also have to deal with some danger. But here comes Mr. Fruity on the run it back, takes down Zill. Team Basilisk off to a great start.
Where was he playing? He had to have been in the air to get that headshot. Holy! Good for you, Jova. And that just allows everybody else to just move on to B site like it's no problem. Sure, the Sova and G-Man are down there, but even then the trade comes on through. It's an eco round. You're being flooded on an eco. That is not where you want to be, but they're still making it work. These eco rounds, all of them have gone into the favor of the winner. There's one left alive. Agility's going to fall, and now we're seeing another point in the favor of Basilisk.
Yeah, absolutely. Team Basilisk put their money where their mouth was for that round. They put it all in on the table, and it paid off in a big way. And now you can see them reaping the rewards. A much more confident buy coming in for Team Basilisk, as well as the ult economy starting to develop itself once more. Mr. Fruity did burn that run it back in the previous round, but to great effect, getting that opening kill onto Zill. Now Blahaj, they've got 3 ultimates in the pocket. Really going to be looking to that Hunter's Fury from Agility to make a big impact early on. Blahaj got to weather one more storm, but if they can deal with one more resurgence from Team Basilisk, Blahaj can get themselves the game. If not, Team Basilisk could very well cruise their way on into an upset.
Blahaj is falling back to what they feel familiar, and that's going to be a huge mid-presence at the beginning of the round. Not challenged by Basilisk by any means. Jova has been strong on the entry, might be able to find yet another one inside the marketplace, but no one's around. In fact, they're going to be shot from CT side completely blind, but he chooses to ignore it. That's gonna be 2 inside, inside. It's gonna be 1 showing their face. It's a little Cypher, but he plays like our gopher and hides away. Allows more time for either a huge trade from Blahaj or just pushing on forwards, but no one on CT is to be found. In fact, there's only 2 in a contestation right now for Vanguard's side, but the Hunter's Fury going well underway. So up close, so personal. Will is able to make it work, but the trades go on through. More abilities, more possession of the map going into the favor of Blahaj, as there's only 3 left alive for Vanguard's side. Bean and others hiding at the very core edge of the CT side have to use whatever utility they can, but going to highway might be the only way to go. Now rotating around, all pushing single file, linear as much as they can. The Sova playing a dangerous position, might find a dangerous prize, but it's Food instead. Through the cracks of the Sova, able to find another one. So when we leave Mr. Foodie left alive, might be able to bring it back, but he's gonna fall just the same as the others.
That was very much a do or die round from Blahaj, and they showed up when it mattered most. Now just 2 rounds away from closing out their group stage on a dub, assuredly securing their spot in the top 32 for week number 45 here at the Valorant Sunday Showdown. Team Basilisk, they have done so well to get themselves this far, taking the lead at points and now keeping Blahaj within arm's reach, but now this is down to the wire. Team Basilisk, they have run out of rounds to give away. They've run out of time to play with. They've got to make it stick here and now. Mr. Fruity gets a little bit of opening damage from that Molotov. Get Team Basilisk started off in the right way. Here comes the Hunter's Fury from Agility. Here comes the Execute from Blahaj out onto A site.
Oh, good lord. Look at all this. It's complete destruction. Everyone holding power positions on the defense. Make it work, but this attack is falling apart. There's only going to be a few left alive, but they turn it around and turn it into a 2v1. It's going to be now Will's the last one alive, seeming like it was going to be a done and sure round for the defense. Now find themselves on the opposition of nearly match point. Cruising themselves around heaven. Will up above, knows exactly where the spike went down, probably knows where the last 2 are in place, but they're gonna be right below him. Going down to the depths of the darkness itself, he only needs to rotate to his right. Might go find one, but the shock dart underway, gonna force out the Jet's rotation, but what about the Cypher? He has no idea. You would think the Cypher would rotate too, but they didn't. He tries right around the corner, but that's no Cypher. That's gonna be Agility.
Wow, what a big round for Agility from beginning to end. Came up big for Blahaj, getting the early damage with that Hunter's Fury, getting that Execute started off, and then we really saw the fireworks start to pop off. Kills rolling in faster than you could see them, ultimately leading Blahaj to that 1v2 situation, or should I say 2v1 situation, favoring Blahaj, and was so difficult for Wilski. Wilski did really well to get themselves in that position, especially with that shock dart forcing Zill out of that corner there, but Agility stood tall, winning the Sova v Sova duel, and now Blahaj on to match point.
What could very well be the last round of the group stage that we cast here today. Going on an eco round, no less. It's going to be a very difficult opposition for these defenders, having to rely on scraps of weaponry, but they're able to make it work with the opening pick. Still haven't gained much control with it, not much ground. Agility, at the very least, is going to fall, and he's been proven to be such a clutch master. That being said and done, though, Dilly, look at this, though. They're not going to go for A. It was all a ruse. They're going to go for B instead. This could be perfect. The perfect chance for them to strike. But look at Joe. Going for the ult, the run it back, Molly off, making sure the Omen can't push up with that Marshall in hand, making sure they have more control of the site, but they get onto the site and they find so many other problems. Zill is able to find Will instead, and look at that. There's no one left on Basilisk to contest. There's only one, could be G-Man and the other Jet to boot, but they have to make their way through. But inside B-Main, they're able to find some contention through the bullets out, but everyone's hiding inside besides one in B-Main. But it's enough of a distraction for Fiend to go and chase it down. Everyone else hiding in Bow House around corners, making sure that they won't be seen or spotted or even killed immediately. It's going to leave it down to 3 more on Blahaj side, heavily damaged at best, but they're trying to do their best with it. Fiend already on a 3K, already on a heat, is shut down immediately, but look at this, only 1 left alive for Blahaj side. This is the Basilisk's chance to keep themselves in the game, and it is!
Team Basilisk getting their foot off on the right start here to start mounting this comeback. A much needed 9th round, fighting for their very lives were Team Basilisk. And I have to say, Blahaj did practically everything right, save for that early play where they lost agility early on. That spelled disaster for Blahaj, and if they're going to want to secure this match, they're going to have to keep agility, Giovanni, Zill alive, because these have been the focal points for this Blahaj team when they want to win a round. Giovanni, Agility, and Zill always getting involved. So, Blahaj, they are 1 round away, but they can't afford to falter too much, or they could very quickly find themselves in a very unfavorable overtime situation.
It's the battle of the ecos now. We're seeing Blahaj fall into the same trap Basilisk was only a round ago. G-Net finds the opening pick, but even then, it doesn't matter. You have a Phantom against Judge and Sheriff. It's an easy trip. And suddenly, as soon as the round begins, it's practically over. Spike on the ground, in the dirt. And now we see 10 points in Basilisk's favor.
Yeah, impressive stuff from Team Basilisk, but Blahaj certainly made it interesting, getting 3 kills, dealing a lot of economic damage to Team Basilisk, and now Blahaj getting themselves a full buy to work with. You have to imagine Blahaj's got to secure this match here and now, or else their chances don't look so peachy for the rest of this match. Blahaj give this round away. Team Basilisk is just 1 round away from sending us to OT, but more so than that, Blahaj will be right back down to where they started, simply with Spectres, Sheriffs, and maybe a Bucky if we're lucky. But Blahaj have to convert this round right here and now. They've got to send Team Basilisk home here in this 23rd round.
I mean, hey, they call it the Lucky Bucky for a reason, right? Well, let's see how lucky the Bucky is. Soya is not in this game. They made that Bucky pretty lucky earlier today, but Fiend's in an interesting spot, right? There's not much environmental cover. If they push up, they're dead. If they wait, they could also be dead. But instead, the smoke's gonna go on by and nothing happens. It's completely null. And now we know Blahaj wants to go for B yet again. They try to go for the flank. Doesn't quite work out the way they had hoped. But things are wrapping up immediately. They keep on going very, very fast. There's only 2 ults and both of them over from the Omen. Fruity's able to find a double kill. The entire feed is in the favor of Basilisk. And it's only gonna leave 1 left alive, teleporting their way to A site. Blahaj might be able to find the post plant yet again. Having a Vandal in their possession. 1 health in a dream, though. If they can make this work, this might be the greatest play in VCS history. The issue is, it's 1 health in a 1v3 with almost no cover or intel. J-Mock has no choice but to hide inside the shadows, goes for the flash, and immediately gets pre-fired.
Yeah, nothing J-Mock could do there with just 1 HP to his name. And now this is the situation we were speaking of just a minute ago. Blahaj, they have given away 2 rounds in a row now to Team Basilisk, but more so they've given away their economy. You will see the rifles come in, but you won't see the full shields coming in. Zill on the half shield, J-Mock on the half shield as well. So Blahaj, they've been on match point for what seems like forever. And Team Basilisk, after picking up 3 rounds in a row, confidence has to be high. They have to be feeling good about sending this on into overtime. Team Basilisk with that run it back available for Mr. Fruity. Mr. Fruity has really come alive in the later stages of this game, and that very well could be the key to victory here for Team Basilisk. But Fiend looking to do their part, pushes up forward, spots out Giovanni here, gets the flash right in the face, tries to find the blind snipe, won't be rewarded this time around.
I think this might be the first op we see this game.
Very well, could be.
Pretty sure. But look at this here, right? We see a huge push coming in the B main. Giovanni trying to divide it up with a wall. Luckily for them, coming soon is a new agent with a very different kind of wall that could be just as effective. But until then, they can rely on the firewalls from the Phoenix as much as they can. But the defense is playing a very stalwart and very closed back game. Everyone's approaching A main right now, but all there is Giovanni Fruity holding not too far away, but it's going to be Blahaj instead, going for the run it back, trying to find something, but not able to find any kind of shots. Watch the rest of these attackers now, moving their way into A. That's what the spike is going to end up being, but it might be too late. Fruity's able to find Agility. That was the spike holder down. Now it's going to be into the hands of the other Omen. Is that going to be enough? Holding it down, stalled out a little bit by a single smoke. They have to regulate their positioning towards heaven. It could be good, it could be bad. They have to play a post plant. Now, Mr. Fruity and others hiding down beneath. Spike still picking away. Zill holding that power position in case anyone wants to try to go for a flank. And it's going to be the Cypher who tries to contest. Not too far away, though. It's going to be the Omen, not too far, but even then, look at this. Trades back and forth. Is that going to be enough? The Omen has no idea. He tries to go for it, but it's missed completely. 3-2 left alive now. Blahaj able to hold it down as much as they can. If they can win this round in a 1v1, they move on out of the group stage. Zill needing to get this now. It's a single shot. Having the knives in hand. It's going to be a one-hit kill depending on where they go. And no, they can't do it. We're going to be going overtime.
Wilski has enough time to get that through, yes, but at 1.45 seconds, this could have been a very different game. Team Basilisk, goodness gracious, they have done the near impossible. They have gotten themselves onto equal footing with Blahaj, taking a 4-round streak in a row, right in a row, to close out that second half, send us on into OT, and now Team Basilisk switching on over to the attacking side, have to quickly shift gears in terms of mentality. They have to understand where their pressure points are. They have to switch up the game plan. We'll see what kind of pace they bring into the opening stages of this overtime.
Careful.
Will they kick down the door? Will they try to keep Blahaj or try to catch Blahaj off guard? Or will they stay safe? Will they play their cards close to their chest? Giovanni getting the action started here through this mid corridor.
Anything's a possibility right now, Dilly. We have to wait to see what's going to happen with Giovanni and company, especially these duelists. They've made a lot of work having these past few rounds, especially when they were on the attack. Blahaj's going to find themselves on the defense again. They had some good luck with it, but now it's been a mostly attacker-favored game, I would say. Look at this here, though. Zill's in a power position. So many different attackers, so close, yet none of them want to peek out just yet.
Ooh!
Early hit from Giovanna is able to find G-Man. That's gonna be the intel from the Cypher gone. No tripwires to use, no nothing. Everybody else coagulated inside A site. It's gonna be up to the remaining Basilisks now to make this work. I don't know what a Basilisk is, but they have to embody it right now. I can't even pronounce Basilisk. That's how powerful it can be. But look at Zill, unable to push forward now. It's full control with A site for the red team. The attackers have it under full control. Now it's be up to the rest of these defenders. Blahaj has to push their way down, find themselves into the darkness again, but penetration shots all throughout. It's going to be in the favor of Blahaj. They're able to find so much work, yet they don't even have to peek. And now they are 1 point away from getting out of the group stage.
Oh, Blahaj once more onto match point. Certainly a place they are familiar with. They get there once more. They stem the streak of Team Basilisk, who are slithering away with the game up until now. Basilisks being very large, I think mythical poisonous snakes that have big ol' scary fangs and venoms. The big snake. No, because it's a snake. They don't have arms or legs or wings or anything.
Neither
They're just
do I.
big snake. Yeah, exactly. So it's what Harry Potter killed in the second movie, for reference. Any HP fans out there? Looks like Blahaj is looking to be the Gryffindor to the Slytherin, slaying the Basilisks here. They have gotten themselves so close to victory, have Team Basilisk, but now they falter once more. Can they pull themselves together, get themselves back onto equal footing, get themselves into a second overtime with Blahaj?
A very nice overture to the beginning of the round, Dilly. The tensions are high. Blahaj, this could very well be their final round before they continue on the BCS this week, but no, the sprays don't connect with anything. Mr. Fruity has to grow back into the shadows. Look at this here, though. Blahaj going for the same exact play that their teammates had gone before. Their enemies, no less. Team Basilisk, they went for A. They rushed it through last time, but it seems like it's going to be a little bit better in the favor of Basilisk. They just know how to play A a lot more. Everybody else is hiding inside those A arches. They don't know whether to push or to retreat, but they have no choice. They made their way onto the site. Bood holding it down for anyone to rotate on behind the trees, and that's going to be Mr. Fruity, not too far away. Who might go for it? Everybody else is stalling themselves out on Basilisk's side. They're waiting for the rotates. They're waiting for the post plan, yet nobody wants to do it without that utility going down. They're going to be blinding out completely through the shadows, though. It's going to be Zill on the other side finding well, but the Omen's going to fall as well. She left the line for the defense. We could see double overtime, maybe even not. And this rate, it's going to be Blahaj having the advantage, but no, it's going to go to a 2v2. Two Cyphers left the line. Make that 0. Blahaj bring it on forward, going out of the group stage.
Wow, GG Blahaj, GG Team Basilisk. What a thriller to close out our group stage here in the 45th iteration of the Valorant Sunday Showdown. That was as exciting as it gets. Count them, 2 overtime matches in our 3 group stage matches here today. It has been as exciting as it gets, and I have to say, massive props to Team Basilisk. We touched on this is a newer formed roster, a newer team in the ecosystem. For this to be their first showing, that is monumental. Certainly bodes well for the future. And for Blahaj, they are showing that they've got that little bit extra. They've got that X factor that can take them a little bit further. And that X factor very well may be Zill, your match MVP on the Jet. 27, 19, and 4, combat score of 313, 313, going over to Zill, your match MVP representing Blahaj.
What a fantastic showing from both teams here. Basilisk seems like a team you have to look out for in future VCS showings, I guess. They didn't quite win here today. They were 2-0 up until now, but now they're going to be walking home at least 2-1. But next week, there's always another VCS. They might be able to be champions here. The Blahaj seem to have a very strong future in this series, and I can't wait to see if they end up in the finals.
Absolutely. It is one of those games that really gets your eyes turned towards the future, because if that's what these guys have in group stage, well, it's very exciting to think about what they may have in top 32. But that is going to do it for us here in the group stage. That will do it for my good friend Keglenic. Keglenic, any parting words you'd like to leave the ladies and gentlemen with at home here today?
Thank you very much for letting me be on here, guys. It's been great, and I can't wait to cast here next week.
Oh, he's so sweet. Go give that guy a follow on Twitter. You certainly won't regret it. Has the best memes, has the best tweets. Go ahead and drop at Keglenic a follow there. And as I said, that will do it for us here in the group stage of the Valorant Sunday Showdown. We're going to take a few-minute break, and we'll be right back with top 32. Stick around. You definitely don't want to miss it.